And it is time for our panel of the day today. Political commentator Trish Sherson and lawyer Chris Patterson. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Right, I want to start with wealth tax. Trish, yesterday was a strange day because I felt like the Prime Minister, well, she had ruled it out previously while she was Prime Minister, and then on our show yesterday morning she didn't do that. Was that deliberate or was this a brain fart? What's your reading on it?
I think it's fantastic news that Labor and the Greens are campaigning on a wealth tax for the next election. There is no doubt in my mind this is what David Parker is setting them up for. So they'll do all this work and then, hello, it'll be in the manifesto and off we go. The issue we have here is there is no problem with the amount of tax revenue this government is bringing in. It's the highest revenue ever. Also, this government is the highest spender. The problem we have is with the quality of spending. So if this government wants to go and say, look, we need to tax more, what I would like to see is proof of return on investment for the spending that they're already doing. And let's just take a quick look around that. Education, absolutely terrible. Health in an absolute shambles. You've got ram raids in the streets. Policing is in a terrible state.
Mental health?
Mental health. We spent $1 billion. This government spent $1 billion on mental health and turned up one new bed. You've got a budget coming up where there'll be $6 billion in new operating spending. So that would be my challenge. Before we get into the great idealistic student politics debate that Chloe Swarbrick wants to have about wouldn't it be great to tax wealthy people because we can fix inequality if we do that. I mean, I've never heard anything so ridiculous. But we have to hold this government and all governments their feet to the fire on how are you spending the money you're currently getting in. There is no evidence that this so-called wealth tax will do anything more to fix the big problems that we're facing.
Chris, what do you think?
Look, it's expensive to run a country, okay? And, I mean, I look at it slightly differently. I mean, I accept a lot of what Trish is saying. I'm going to argue with her on those points. I think the issue's more like this. We have a really unfair tax system in some parts. And I think I get offended by the fact that you have a countdown checkout operator who pays more in tax than some New Zealanders who are living in mansions. Now, it comes down to this. We all share in the benefits of this great country we live in, and we've all got to contribute to it in one way or another. So there are aspects of our tax system that do need to be looked at.
Yeah, it's property. It's largely just property, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the fact that house prices have shot through the roof. But again, that comes down to planning and it comes down to government regulation and all these other things that have kind of caused that problem. So is more of that the antidote?
No, and it comes down to the government, right? And if you look at some of the things that Chris is saying, the issue really is that the government isn't focusing on the key problems that it needs to focus on, loves to scapegoat different groups and say that will fix the problem. Oil and gas ban, hello, what happened there? We're burning more dirty Indonesian coal than ever. Ban on foreign buyers, that's going to fix the house problem. Hello, we've had bigger house price inflation than ever before. This is scapegoating the so-called wealthy. And I would put the challenge out. If Chloe Swarbrick thinks people, when they retire and they have $2.4 million in net assets, are wealthy, you are absolutely dreaming. And that goes across all of the advice we have about good retirement planning.
Yeah, but they also can't unlock it. I mean, this is the issue with house inflation. I mean, you can't unlock the wealth that's sitting there unless you sell the property.
Yeah,
okay,
that's right.
And that's herein lies the problem. Well, what the issue's more about is when you've got individuals in this country who are able to utilise tax loopholes to maximise the amount of available cash that they've got available, which some of it should be contributing to, as I say, running our great country.